Hey guys. Alright, so you did have sound. You know why? Because it came through the opening. Let me just check something. I just want to make sure, you guys, before I play some stuff, that there's going to be sound. Because I don't know why it's not showing any sound. Alright, so let me say hi to everyone. What's up, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sherry, are you really? Can you get video? I will stream you if you can get some video. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. It's hot here. It's 87. I took like pictures of the clouds when I was in the pool because it was really cool. But I don't know if it came out or not. So I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Welcome Patreons, members, subs, my amazing mods. So before we get into this, hey Papa, before we get into this, as you guys know, I've been kind of obsessed with the Titan situation, and I had a conversation with my daughter who's turning into a conspiracy theorist, and her and her boyfriend are convinced that it has to do with the government. I said, oh my God, it has nothing to do with the government. But I still think, and I'm sitting here still believing, this was a suicide mission. I believe that he took all that money, paid out everyone he's got to pay out, put $1 million aside for his family or something, just in case they get sued. I don't know, but something in my gut tells me it was a suicide mission. But I found footage from this guy who was supposed to go on it and changed his mind. And I don't mean the reporter. He's actually a YouTuber. And I wanted to show you guys the end of the video because I thought it was really interesting. But before we even get into true crime, I know there's not a lot of people in here yet, but I need an opinion. So my website, it's not getting the, like, people aren't staying on the home page enough. So I wanted to change it and hopefully get somewhere with it. So I need some honest opinions. Is it better? Is it, I'm going to show it to you guys, but is it better? Is it worse? What would you guys change if you didn't know me and you just came across this website? Like, your feedback means a lot to me. So don't tell me, yeah, you like it, if you really don't. Like, take out the fact that you even know me and give me an honest opinion about it. So hold on. And there's still like a couple of things I need to do, but for the most part, the home page is done. And if you like hate it, then totally tell me. I hate it. It's ugly. I don't like it. Like, all feedback is appreciated. Hold on. And that's it. Honest opinions. Pretty, yes, but is it eye-catching? Would it make you stay on the home page and look? Hey, Papa, would it make you stay on the home page to look at more? I still have to change the other two screenshots, the slider. But honest opinion, would it make you stay on it more? Like, would it make you look? Sissy says no. Sissy, why? Very fresh, clean, and professional. Okay. I tried changing the background to black. It doesn't work. The navigation hasn't changed. Navigation's the same. Yes, Karen, 100%. Colors make it pop. You think it needs to pop more, sissy? I don't know how much more I could pop it. It wouldn't make me turn around like, oh, okay. I know when I try to change it to black, it loses it. Because believe me, I've tried multiple times. So you think do a darker background? Background needs to be darker. That'd be candles and whatever pop out. Okay. You don't scroll to home pages, really? Swendig loves it white. Pop it like it's hot. But I know what they're saying because I have tried the black. Too much. Well, that's why I took a lot of it off, Annie. I just left summer stuff. The food, obviously. And Molly's, which I have to rearrange hers too. Some flames. Maybe stick to one or two contrasting colors. More red. Color candles popped out. So you need to, all right, I'll try it. First thing I do is look for a sale. Oh, that's a good point. Well, actually, right here. There's a sale right on top. See, the newest thing in websites is a scrolling top. I don't know how to do it. I got to figure it out. The food is, it's supposed to be overlapping. This, it's supposed to be overlapping. Because then you have all the pictures. That's how it's supposed to be. Thank you, Howie. Yeah, I heard Natasha Cooper raised like 10 grand to do a website. Natasha, I would have done it for you for 2 grand. Sale bigger and flashier. Yeah, the problem is I don't know if there's an option. But I was thinking about putting it on like here somewhere. But I know what you're saying. All right. Can't see the sale. All right. Do I make scent stick out? Rose lavender. Yeah, but I'm not trying to make people hungry. But no, I know what you're saying. White is clean. The white, this beige, this darker brown, that's all like candle colors, quote unquote. All right. I just wanted to get some feedback on it. I still have to change a lot of stuff, but I just wanted an overall opinion of the look on the homepage. And like I said, I still got to redo Molly's candles, but the new thing on websites is like big pictures, which is why I put this in there for the food. Big pictures are in, and that's why I also added that. Thank you, Papa. All right. Could your vessels be dark on the white? Yeah, I could do dark vessels, but I didn't like the way it looked on the website. I didn't like the way it looked. I've tried like all different color combinations, and I just wasn't thrilled on how it looked. But my shirt making is coming along really good. Thank you, sweetie pie. All right. The name of the website is energycandles.com. ENERGIE. Thank you, Stoned. All right. Let's get into this other video. There it is. So, like, I'm not going to play the entire thing. It's like a 26-minute video. I'm just going to play, like, the last couple of minutes. But, like I said, this guy was, I don't know who he is, but he's a YouTuber. He's got 13 million followers. And there was a follower for, I don't know who he works for, but he actually went into the Titan. And he was going to ask them to go, and he didn't. Like, he changed his mind at the last minute, and thank God he did.
We're on the platform right now, about to get inside the submarine. It's getting real. Jeez. I'm a little nervous now, boys. All right. Shoes off.
All right, there you go.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
All right, we're inside the submarine right now. Got the owner right back there, Stockton.
So if you think of the 5 people that died, there's 5 people on here. So you can see exactly how they were all sitting and how they were set up.
That's the toilet.
Take that one.
There's a poo bag, a couple.
Hopefully we don't have to use that.
Have you ever had any water leaking in the trap?
Yes, what happens now is then they'll put a vacuum on.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. We're sealed. We're in here. All right, we're inside and sealed in the submarine. I'm excited. First time in a submarine. It looks really cool in here too. Stockton, I like what you did with the place. Looks cool.
You should have seen when I bought it.
Yeah. Keep in mind what you're looking at right now is the exact same submersible that imploded and killed 5 people. And also any footage you see of Stockton, of course, you know, he's passed away by now.
Tell them we're at 600 feet.
Titan is ready for dive.
Stockton's like, hold on, everybody. I guess we're about to go head first like this.
Here we go.
Oh, we're going right now? Watch out for the toilet. Oh, we're doing it. Oh my Jesus.
You're good.
We are all upside down right now, you guys. Look at that. We're underwater. So we're officially underwater in a submarine right now. 33 feet, I believe, right?
10 meters or so.
10
Yep.
meters. Yeah.
33 feet.
Are you ready for unlock? Or are we unlocked? Is he saying we are unlocked or are we
Okay.
ready for unlock?
Yes, say give him an okay. Give him an in the dome.
So what does that mean?
Looks like
He's going to
remove
go
locks.
pull the mechanical lock, and we're going to see how the pneumatic lock is doing. And there's a chance we'll pop off.
Still no pings from the top side.
Hey, Stockton, what are you using to control the submarine?
Said you're locked in. Okay to lock in?
Okay.
To go to dinner.
Okay.
Can he see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That means they're probably going to bring us up
Soon. Yeah, you know, because we've had no comms for...
for a while.
So you know I had to eat my last cookie.
This is a pretty...
This is the vertical. He's getting aggressive on us.
You guys are bubbles. Bet you come out.
Yeah, look at
That was a good blow. Not bad, huh?
Which way are we rolling? Okay, go left. Go
Left.
I think. Right, no, we need central. Pretty good.
that.
We're good enough. Here should come the roll. I think we want to go.
It's cool when we break the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, go. I think we go left. Lean a little left. Keep going left. Balancing. Oh, nice job, Kyle.
Yeah.
Look at the Kyle.
Nice one, man.
I don't know exactly the game plan for this particular dive. We never left a platform. If the fog didn't roll in and cancel the dive, who knows? Maybe we would have left that platform and maybe we would have imploded. But I can tell you right now, I feel like I dodged a bullet, but I also feel very bad for the families who lost loved ones. Like I said before, I didn't know these people too well, but they treated me very nicely, and I lost a few friends as well. If you're chasing big dreams and pushing your limits, obviously dangerous things can happen and, can be fatal. In this case scenario, 5 people lost their life in this exact same submersible that I was going to go down in the Titanic in. I think this is a big reminder, not only to myself, but everyone, that life is very precious and it can go away very quickly. Like I said, if the weather permitted and it was beautiful out and Stockton asked me if I wanted a spot in that submarine, I would have said yes, and it could have been me. So I'm very thankful that I'm here today. But at the end of the day, I just want to say I had an unbelievable experience for Mission 3. I met some incredible people. I'm taking home memories that I would hold dear to my heart for the rest of my life. These people were very nice to me, and I'm very grateful. I wish I could go back in time and just, tell them not to do it, but this is real life. If I can be of help to any of the family members who lost someone, please email me, and I would love to hop on a phone call, talk to you. It doesn't matter. Just if there's anything I can do, please let me know.
All right, so his video, if you want to watch the whole thing, his name is Dal Maidi. Okay, that's an interesting name. Dal Maidi. What does that mean? But there's the whole video. Here's his channel. Like I said, he's got 13 million subscribers, almost 1 million on this video from 23 hours ago. So he's like big shot. Big shot YouTuber. I don't know what his other... I didn't even look at his other stuff. Oh, he's a diver. Or he finds things. He looks like he's a one-man show for, like, Adventures of Purpose, except he looks for stuff. Yeah, he goes underwater looking for stuff. That's cool. So if you're interested, here's his channel. Seems like a cool guy. It's D all my D. Okay. Alright, so he's an underwater diver who looks for stuff. He seems like a super nice guy, though. So if anybody knows who he is he like all that in a bag of chips like he seems? Because he really does seem like all that in a bag of chips. He's nice, he's cute. He's probably gay or married to the perfect wife. Young man was only a couple of years or maybe 1 year older than your son. Oh, the one that died? I know. Yeah, he didn't want to go on it. I don't know. I still think it was a suicide mission. He had, I mean, the Stockton Rush is worth $20 million. But I don't know. The whole thing just seemed weird. He wasn't even innovative, though, and he lied. Like, why would you lie to people? I mean, these people paid $250 to die. $250,000 to die. I mean, my daughter was asking me, like, are you sure that, they didn't suffer? I told her, I said, honey, trust me, they didn't suffer. They went out quick. They turned into part of the ocean within, like, a millisecond. Someone else said someone may have... Nah, I don't believe that. It wasn't prepared for it. He cut corners. They were told from higher ups that they would need to redo the carbon or something because it like fades every time you go or something like that. I don't remember the exact wording, but it depletes, the outside depletes each time you go. And it already made 2 trips. And he didn't do anything for the safety of it the 3rd time. And the fact that there was, I mean, I guess with a catastrophic explosion, it wouldn't matter for implosion. Did I say explosion? I meant implosion. It could have been it could have been a tiny crack, but they weren't even at 6,000. They imploded, they said, around 1,400 feet under. Yeah, wear and tear. Allegedly, they believe that it blew up when, I keep saying blew up, blew in, when they lost contact. They believe that's when it happened. But, you know, I was listening to somebody, I don't remember, I've listened to a lot of stuff on here, so I apologize if I don't know my sources. But they said that that the fact that he did not get regulated by anything, there's no like safety people, like the Coast Guard or the Navy, somebody should be able to regulate these, and nobody regulates them. It could have been, you know, anyone can build whatever. But the pressure, it just couldn't handle the pressure. And it just, yeah, they said, like, I know, like, when I explain this to my daughter too, I know that I'm getting this wrong, but I'm just estimating it, that if a normal brain takes like 1.5 milliseconds to comprehend something, an implosion would happen in like 1.1 millisecond. I forgot the exact numbers that it was, but something like that. And that they didn't even have a chance, their brain didn't even have a chance to think about anything. That thing imploded and made them ocean material the second it happened, or the millisecond when it happened. So I was saying to Sage, imagine like blowing up a balloon, figure like outside, but you're blowing up a balloon, you don't know when it's going to pop. But when it pops, it just pops. It's done. I was like, that's kind of what happened to them. It imploded, and the pressure and everything just killed them instantly. Like, they never even took a breath. Yeah, there's no certification. That's what I'm saying. There is no certification for submissives, and they're trying to pass law that, you know, maybe this is a benchmark that you can't just go down without some kind of regulating team, regulating force to show, like, you know, X, Y, and Z is not going to work. This is going to make it implode. This is going to make it, you know, explode, whatever. He can't get sued. The main guy is dead. His family can't get sued because everyone signed waivers. But it seems that there are a lot of divers that have gone down, you know, to the Titanic, to the submissive. What I say, it's not like you're scuba diving and you're getting out and you're actually feeling the Titanic. Do a VR. You can do a VR of the Titanic and you would get the exact same thing that you would get looking at a boat. It would look identical. So I just have this thing that, okay, just do VR. When we had the eclipse a couple of years ago, guess what I did? I put on my VR headset and I watched the eclipse. It was just like I was there, and I didn't have to worry about anything happening. You know, I didn't have to worry about going blind. I watched the entire thing via VR. It was wonderful. So I don't know why people can't do that with the Titanic. There's VR stuff with the Titanic that if you have a real VR headset, I think Oculus has a whole Titanic thing from down there. So yeah, I'm a big believer, just do VR. Yeah, he had pending lawsuits. I mean, he was worth $20 million, but I don't know, from the very get-go, I'm thinking that this was a suicide mission. He had to have known. And maybe he just didn't want the clout. I mean, the clout of the lawsuit. I don't know. Just very strange. Very strange that you would risk, plus that you would charge people $250,000 after the last trip was canceled. I don't know, just so many things. Like, did you not put it down there? Did you not test it and put it down there with nobody on it but dummies and see what would happen? Like, I would think that if I'm taking $250,000 for something like that, then you would have tested it 100 times, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, with dummies in it, kind of like a car. I mean, that's to me how you should have tested it. Not once or twice. Scuba diving is fun, Howie. I did it years ago. I do, Papa. I think it was a suicide mission. I really do. And I've always said that. I really do. I think this, I mean, think about it though. What a perfect way to die. There's no pain. Nothing happens. You don't feel anything. You just go. It's really the ultimate perfect way to die. And every time, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It went down a couple of times, but they never redid it after the last time. They never redid it. The carbon and, because it does get weaker. So, if he went by himself and it blew up, well, people would say that it was definite suicide. News source said companies filed bankruptcy. That is, I don't know, just all these little things. Like when it first happened, that was my very first thought, that this was a suicide mission. And now that more and more stuff is coming out, it's kind of confirming my thoughts originally. And people would say, well, why would he take people with him? The reason why he took people with him is so it didn't look obvious. It didn't look like a mission. It didn't look like a suicide attempt. And he, put some money aside for his family. I don't know. I don't know all the details, but I've always believed that this was done intentionally. It does seem fishy. But I really think it was suicide. So let's move on to something that's not suicide. This story makes me fucking sick. And I apologize that I did not go live yesterday. I got caught up in, like home stuff and personal stuff and the website and, candles. And I just got caught up. So each trip is about 7 days. This was their 12th trip with this immersive, and he had another one. The Vegas businessman Stockman was trying to give... No. I know there was a reporter. But maybe for a weight thing, maybe like they need a certain amount of weight in it. You know what I'm saying? All right. So Chad, they released a lot of stuff yesterday. And like I said, I apologize that I could not, that I didn't go live last night. But they did release his kids' names. So he was indicted on Thursday for aggravated murder, kidnapping, and assault for him killing his 3 kids on June 15th. Son's name, Clayton was 7, Hunter was 4, and Chase was 3. All 3 were killed, which we know. I thought he had court on the 29th. I didn't realize there was court yesterday until it was too late. So and again, I apologize because I brought you guys this story when it happened. The grand jury decided to indict him on 21 charges. Now, nobody's released a motive yet for why he did it, but he's being held without bail, you know, that $20 million. Court records did not indicate if he has an attorney or not. I honestly, I don't know. I feel like the 21 charges is a bit overkill. And I'm not sure that is going to help. All right. So here's the court hearing. I'm sorry if you guys have seen it already. I have not watched the whole thing. I just can't believe he pleaded not guilty. I know. Like, he literally ripped his little one out of mom's hands to put him down and execute him. You know, when I first brought you guys the story, I had said that I wasn't sure how it all went down. Well, or why the, you know, police were saying that it was premeditated and it had to be something he confessed. Well, he did. According to them, he confessed that it was premeditated, and that's where we got it from. Oh, I did, Mystical. I have to get it. Hold on. Where'd I put it? I think I closed it out already. It's Dal my D. I know it sounds horrible, but I'm just thinking like suck my dick kind of thing. That's what I thought of. Doll my dick. Yeah, but there are kidnapping charges. There are charges that just don't make sense to me. So let's listen to the court hearing. And again, I apologize if you guys saw it. I have not seen it.
We're breaking back into coverages right now. Chad Doerman is back in court. Yesterday, he was facing
versus Chad C. Doerman. Are you Mr. Doerman?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Myers, Greg Myers is present as well.
Yes.
Mr. Stephen Haynes is present. Mr. Mark DeColby, prosecutor for the county. Ms. Laura Barron Allen, and Mr. Clay Clark. Correct?
Correct.
All right. Let's make that a record. Ms. Marcone is the court reporter today, and pursuant to Ohio Rules of Appellate Procedure 9A and B, the court is going to swear to you in, Ms. Marcone. If you would please raise your right hand. I, Vicky L. Marcone, having been duly appointed as an official court reporter for the Common Police Court of Clermont County, Ohio, do solemnly swear and promise to uphold the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America and the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio, and to faithfully and partially discharge the official duties of the court reporter. Would you please say that you will? I will. Thank you. Would you please sign? Thank you. So, for the record, for purposes of these proceedings, the court will order that Ms. Marcone will be the official transcriber of these proceedings without any further.
All right. For those of you, now, don't get me wrong. This guy is the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. Like one of the worst cases I've ever covered because of how he did it. So don't think I'm sticking up for the dude at all. But I can tell you that in a court proceeding, his lawyers told him, do not make facial expressions, do not cry. Like, you're supposed to sit there stone-faced. You're supposed to sit there exactly the way he is. And I talked about this with Casey Anthony's father. Like, the way he acted on trial, that's how you're supposed to act. So I just don't want anyone, like, don't judge him because he's sitting there stone-faced. That's how you're supposed to be in court.
Prior trial court approval. Mr. Haynes and Mr. Myers, you filed a motion to appoint lead counsel and co-counsel. You want to be heard on that before we get into the arraignment?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. We just submitted it along with an entry Ms. Barron had signed out on behalf of the state. You know, we're both certified. I'm certified as co-counsel. Mr. Myers is certified as lead counsel.
The sound is awful. This is the loudest that of anyone that did the court was this recording. I mean, the sound is awful. That's why I put on closed circuit.
We've already talked with Mr. Dorman. He is indigent, eligible for public defender representation. We'd ask the court to appoint us. I think it would be appropriate.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Here, so ordered. I've signed that entry. I'll instruct the clerk, and she knows this, to send a notice to the Supreme Court of this indictment, but I want to put that on the record. Also, Mr. Haynes and Mr. Myers, there's a form from the Supreme Court. It's called an appointment form of trial counsel. I think the PD or public defender prepares that. Do you know what I'm speaking
Yes,
of?
Your Honor. Mr. Haynes and I will take care of that after we're done on record today.
That's good.
We'll bring it to your staff, and I think it falls to the court then to forward that to the Ohio Supreme Court.
I think you're right. And then the court will send its own entry to the Supreme Court verifying that the clerk has sent a copy of the indictment to the Supreme Court.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've already provided that.
And jail staff also alerted him to the existing.
Myers, is he eligible for submitting to the court the possible penalties? I went over it. I think we all had. I'd love to count 3.
If you'd like to address them in group.
Individually. Yeah, thank you.
On charge, including victim under 13 specification, force of conduct specification, felony murder specification, and firearm specification. The possible penalty, if convicted on the underlying charge of aggravated murder.
Like, that's what I don't understand. 9 counts of aggravated murder. He only killed 3 people. How do you have 9 counts of aggravated murder for 3 people? How do you have 8 counts of kidnapping on 3 people? I don't get it.
As well as any of the aggravating circumstance specifications, his recommendation of death, life without parole, life with the possibility of parole after 30 years, life with the possibility of parole after 25 years. The firearm specification carries with it 3 years mandatory, which must be served prior to and consecutive to any imposed prison sentence. There's also a possible fine of $25,000. If convicted of aggravated murder without any aggravating circumstance specification, the possible penalties would be life without parole, life with the possibility of parole after 30 years, life with the possibility of parole after 25 years, life with the possibility of parole after 20 years. And again, the firearm specification would carry that 3 years mandatory, which must be served prior and consecutive to any post-prison sentence. Again, same fine.
All right. Does the defense agree with the recitation relative to count 1, Mr. Myers and Mr. Haynes?
We do, Jim.
And Mr. Dorman, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ask to count 2, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Count 2 is also charged pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 290301A, aggravated murder and unspecified felony. And again, there are multiple aggravating circumstances specifications attached to that charge. The victim under 13 specification, force of conduct specification, felony murder specification, and firearm specification the possible penalties if convicted of the underlying crime of aggravated murder, as well as any of the aggravating circumstance specifications.
And I get that, watering hole, but there's no, I mean, he admitted it. There's no denying that he murdered his 3 children. There's no denying that. So I don't think they need all these charges. There were no drugs in his system. I don't know about alcohol, but I know there were no drugs in his system. And just because, like, I don't understand why they need all these charges. 1st-degree murder or 2nd-degree homicide. I think it's overkill. I really do. And I think it's going to go against them. Because juries are going to get confused. Thanks, Kelsey. Juries are going to get confused. I am, and I know the law, and I'm still confused with all these counts. So imagine a juror who doesn't even know anything.
Would be death, life without parole, life with the possibility of parole after 30 years, life with the possibility of parole after 25 years. The firearm specification, again, is 3 years mandatory, which must be served prior to and consecutive to any imposed prison sentence, and a possible fine of $25,000. If convicted of the underlying aggravated murder charge without any aggravating circumstance specification, the possible penalties are life without parole, life with the possibility of parole after 30 years, life with the possibility of parole after 25 years, and life with the possibility of parole after 20 years. Again, the firearm specification is that 3 years mandatory, as well as the $25,000 fine.
Thank you, Mr. Myers and Mr. Haynes.
We agree, Judge.
Okay, and Mr. Dorman, you understand? As to count 3, Ms. Barron.
Thank you, Your Honor. Count 3 is also charged pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 290301A, aggravated murder, unspecified felony. It also carries with it multiple aggravated.
In the eyes of the law, there's 3 victims, the 3 boys. Going by the eyes of the law, he shot and killed 3 people. I don't get all these other charges. Granted, my expertise in law is not criminal, it's civil. So maybe in criminal law, it's way different. Because I honestly, I don't have any experience in criminal law. So maybe that's where I'm confused.
Aggravating circumstance specifications, the victim under 13 specification, force of conduct specification, and felony murder specification, as well as that firearm specification. The possible penalties if convicted of the aggravated murder, as well as any of the aggravating circumstance specifications, would be death, life without parole, life with the possibility.
No, he did not shoot his wife. His wife got shot in the process of hurting his hand. Trying to save her kids, but he did not purposely shoot his wife's hand. She got caught in the interim.
Possibility of parole after 30 years, life with the possibility of parole after 25 years. Again, the firearm specification.
Yeah, I'm good. I have that too, Steph. I'm going to go over it. Yeah, you can email it to me, perplexedqt@gmail.com. It's probably the same one I have, though.
Carries with it that 3 years mandatory, must be served prior to and consecutive to any post-prison sentence, and the $25,000 fine is possible. If convicted of the aggravated murder without any aggravating circumstance specification, the possible penalties would be life without parole, life with the possibility of parole after 30 years, life with the possibility of parole after 25 years, life with the possibility of parole after 20 years, and again, the firearm specification is 3 years mandatory and same fine.
Let me just also point out, there's a lot of talk about the death sentence. Not once have they mentioned the death penalty, because looks like Ohio is trying to get rid of it. So he won't get the death sentence. It's not even an option. They just keep saying life without parole. So I don't know why people are talking about the death penalty, because they haven't even put that on the table.
Thank you. As to count 3, does the defense agree with the possible penalties that have been recited?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
For the record, Mr. Haynes, Mr. Dorman, you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Barron Allen. As to count 4, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Count 4 is charged pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 290301B. Again, aggravated murder and unspecified felony. there are multiple aggravating circumstance specifications attached to that count as well. The same aggravating circumstance specifications are victim under 13, course of conduct specification, and felony murder specification, as well as that firearm specification. Again, convicted of aggravated murder, as well as any of the aggravating circumstance specifications, the possible penalties would be death, life without parole, life with the possibility of parole after 30 years, or life with the possibility of parole after 25 years. The firearm specification again carries that 3 years mandatory, which must be served prior and consecutive to any imposed prison sentence, and the possible fine of $25,000. If convicted of aggravated murder without any aggravating circumstance specification, the possible 20 years, and that same firearm specification, the 3 years mandatory, and the same fine of $25,000.
Thank you. Mr. Myers and Mr. Haynes, we agree. You agree. Mr. Dorman, you understand? Thank you. As the count 5, Ms. Marinello.
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, count 5 is charged pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 290301B, aggravated murder and unspecified felony. Also attached to multiple aggravating circumstance specifications, the victim under 13 specification, course of conduct specification, felony murder specification, and firearm specification. If convicted of the underlying crime of aggravated to any imposed 13 specification, penalties are possibility of death, life without parole, life with the possibility of parole after 30 years, life with the possibility of parole after 25 years. The firearm specification carries with it 3 years mandatory.
Arraignment since a grand jury handed down charges yesterday, quite a few of them. He was initially charged with 3 counts of aggravated murder back about a week ago when those 3 boys were killed. Yesterday, the grand jury came to a conclusion, many conclusions about what he is facing right now. And what you're seeing going on in court is the judge, Judge Victor Haddad, has asked the court and the prosecutors to go through each and every charge one by one to make sure that Chad Doerman's attorneys and Chad Doerman himself understand what he is being charged with. All 21 of these charges, he has 9 counts of aggravated murder, 8 counts of kidnapping, 4 counts of felonious assault that the grand jury came up with. So this is the arraignment, the first time he is hearing these charges in person. He's sitting there in the orange next to his attorneys, does not have on the protective green vest that we saw him in last week, but he is hearing these charges for the first time. And we may get a plea deal at the end of all of this. So we'll send you back to the courtroom to continue to listen in. I think they have about 10 to 12 more charges to go through, and we will hear what the judge decides to do next.
Would be 11 to 16 and a half years. The firearm specification is 3 years mandatory to any other prison sentence imposed. The firearm specification is that 3 years mandatory, and the
Which side, Judge?
Thank you. So, for the record, Mr. Haynes, you signed, Mr. Myers signed, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Dorman, you signed as well? All right. As the bond stated,
Yes, Your Honor. I'll be discussing the bond. Your Honor, as the court is aware, pursuant to Article 1, Section 9 of the Ohio Constitution, this...
Judge, we're not going to object to bond.
We pass on.
meaning that if he's asking for, they're going to ask for a no bond?
Correct.
And
we're not opposing that.
Are you comfortable with that, Mr. Coleman?
The Constitution says where proof is evident and...
Continue. Go on, continue.
Judge, I think...
Make a record.
Thank you, Your Honor. The court needs to have some understanding of the facts. What we have here is the planned slaughter of 3 little boys, ages 7, 4, and 3. The first one shot was a 4-year-old, shot in the house 2 times, then sustained 2 bullet wounds to the head, causing his death. The second child shot was a 7-year-old who fled the residence, ran some 300 feet from the residence, and was gunned down from behind by the defendant. We then approached the...
Okay, so child number 1 was killed in the house. The oldest child ran away, and he was gunned down. See, that's not how it was told originally. So child 1 was killed. So we didn't actually line them up. Child 1 was killed in the house. Second child was gunned down after he went and grabbed him back.
This little boy was injured, incapacitated, alive, shot him in the head twice.
Okay, so he was already shot and he ran. He was incapacitated and then he shot him twice in the head. That's where the execution style came from.
close distance. There were powder burns on the boy's head. And then he went after the 3-year-old. And there was a struggle with the mother. He ripped the child from the mother's arms and put a bullet in his head. At close range, there were powder burns on the 3-year-old boy's head. Your Honor, those facts are important for the court to know in terms of this being a capital case. We find, Your Honor, in my conclusion.
All right, first child killed in the house. Second child ran, he grabbed him back and shot him twice in the head. Third child grabbed out of mom's arms and at close range executed him in the head. Me neither, Crystal.
Is that proof is evident and the presumption is great that he be held without bail.
No, one child was shot in the house, they said. First child was shot in the house.
All right. Thank you. Defense has nothing to add.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, the court's going to order based upon Article 1 of the Ohio Constitution, Section 9, that's been amended on November 8th of 2022. The bond in this case be no bail at the present time. And what the court's going to do is prepare an entry that contemplates that, because my normal judgment entries do not contemplate Article 1, Section 9. So we'll put one together indicating the court's order of no bail. Anything from the defense at this time? Anything else before the court notes that the case is assigned to Judge Ferentz? And the court date, we want to work around schedules. Do we have a date?
Originally, it was set for July 5th. Is there another day?
Is that a bad day?
It was up to the attorney.
Can everyone do July 5th?
I can do that, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Myers?
The 5th would work. I might indicate, as I'm now reminded by co-counsel Mr. Haynes, we're before this court the following day on Mr. Guilfoyle's case, and I would wonder if...
At 10:30.
I mean, obviously I'll work with both court schedules.
Well, we want to work with your schedule, but I think the heightened security is a little too much for us to have both of them at the same time, because they're both death penalty cases.
So
but I know you come a long way. But
that's all right. Part of the job.
Right.
So we'll be down here on the 5th for a pre-trial then?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're looking at the time, because I'm trying not to insert it on his regular docket so that Judge Ferentz has some time.
Gotcha.
It could be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or 1 o'clock.
About 11. Is that all right with everybody?
Does that work for everyone?
Fine.
Okay, 11 o'clock. For the court's own edification, Mr. Dorman, can you please tell me how old you are?
32.
And what's your date of birth?
3191.
And are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
All right. At this point then, Mr. Haynes or Mr. Myers, is there anything else that you want the court to consider?
You know, I think just on the technical front, we would waive the reading of the indictment. We discussed that with Mr. Dorman at length yesterday.
Thank you. Would the defense have any issue, I'm just asking, waiving time till the next hearing?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah. All right. Terry, can you tell me that date again, please?
July 5th at 11 a.m.
No, what Watering Hole is saying, and I tend to agree with them, that what it may looks like that they were outside, but they wouldn't be indicting him on a lie. So if they didn't have definitive proof that that boy was killed inside the house, they wouldn't be able to indict him on it. So I get what YouTube is saying about that. As far as the pictures go, no, that I don't have a problem with. But as far as him being shot inside or not. Yeah, if you could send them, that would be great, Sherry.
And we're going to call it a pretrial. And then, Mr. Myers and Mr. Haynes, would you please sign as attorneys for the defendant, have Mr. Dorman sign, and then have one or all three of the prosecutors sign? Bless you.
Okay, YouTube watering hole, here's what we're not going to do. Your moral compass is not my moral compass. If Sherry has pictures that because she lives in the area, then so be it. If she had pictures of the dead bodies, if she had pictures of it all going down when it first happened, that's fine. That's her moral compass. It's not your moral compass. Don't try to put your morals or your thoughts on someone else. And that goes for anybody. Anybody. But it doesn't matter, watering hole. It's not your case. It's not your family. It doesn't matter. Again, one person's moral compass may not be somebody else's moral compass. I am the type of person that if I see a murder scene, I'm taking pictures of everything. Why? Because I'm crazy like that. Because I'm sick like that. Either way, that's just me. So, sorry if people don't like that, but it is what it is. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I have an obsession with true crime. That includes autopsy pictures. That includes murder scenes. That includes things that most people couldn't handle. I'm sorry. That's just what I like.
Thank you, Mr. Haynes. For the record, Mr. Haynes, you signed the time waiver.
We did. Mr. Dorman did. Mr. Myers did, Judge. Yes.
And Mr. Dorman, you signed it. Yes. Mr. Prosecutor.
I did, Judge.
All right, the court signed it. Also, the court received, just for the record, the appointment of trial counsel on the capital case. Here it is. Mr. Haynes and Mr. Myers, I need both of you, one to side as lead and one as co-counsel, if you would, so we can get that to the Supreme Court. Let me make sure. 0407.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be the trial judge on this. It's going to be Judge Ferris. I think she needs to put Judge Ferris on that.
As sick as this is going to sound, Sherry, I was hoping you did.
It came from Greg Myers.
I was doing that as we were getting all the penalties. And frankly, I wasn't sure if it should be the appointing judge, or I think you're probably right, it should be the assigned judge.
I would think,
so,
or both, but I think he needs to be on there because, so the only issue is because your signatures, I don't know if these are signatures or if we can just put your name. I think we have to sign. We do have to sign. So can you redo that?
I can.
Just change. I don't know Judge Ferentz's registration number.
Yeah, I can find
anything else on my list.
All right, so that was just another boring court hearing. Let me pull up the other piece that I have. Where is it? See, I have so many fucking windows, I lose shit. Sherry, do you want a link to talk about it? Laura would have been all up there with shoe covers. Oh, hell yeah, stoned. You know it. But I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not ashamed that I'm into true crime like that. I love autopsy photos. I mean, that's why I do true crime. I personally don't think you can truly cover true crime without, with being, what's the word I'm looking for? With being judgmental on things. You're not a true crimer then. Because any real true crime person I know wants pictures. They want to see the dead. They want to see how things happened. I mean, I'm sorry. That's just me. All right. Of course I have to go back and find it because I think I accidentally deleted it. Hang on. Let me see what she sent me first. Maybe it's the same thing. I didn't get anything. Let me see if I went into spam. No, I didn't get anything. I thought she said she sent it. Yeah, whoever was going to send me something, I didn't get it. Let me go get this again. Hold on. All right. All right, so here's the actual indictment. The jurors of the grand jury, state of Ohio, within the, and for the body of claimant, blah, blah, blah. Count 1, aggravated murder. And I'm going to skip through this because it's 100 pages. On or around June 15th, county, all right. With prior calculation and design, caused the death of so-and-so in violation of Ohio. Victim under 13, murder specification. The grand jurors further find and specify that the offender in the commission of the offense purposely caused the death of another who was under 13 years of age at the time of commission, and either the offender was the principal offender in the commission of the offense, or if not, the principal offender committed the offense with prior calculation and design. Okay, that we know. Grand jurors further find and specify the offense at bar was part of a course of conduct involving the purposeful killing or an attempt to kill 2 or more persons by the offender. Okay, that is true. The grand juror further find and specify the offense at bar was committed while the offender was committing, attempting to commit, or fleeing immediately. Okay, after committing or attempting to commit kidnapping, and either the offender was the... See, I don't agree with that. The felony murder specification, he wasn't trying to commit kidnapping. Grand jurors further find and specify Chad Doerman had a firearm on or about his presence in his control while committing the offense, and displayed the firearm, banished the firearm, indicated that he possessed the firearm or used it to facilitate the offense. Okay, but was it a legal firearm? Not at the, I used to have it stolen. I don't have it anymore. Specification fortunate. Grand jurors further find and specify Chad Doerman is the owner and possessor of a Marlin model, which was contraband and or property derived from or through the commission of facilitation, and or was an instrumentally the offender used to, or intended to use the court or facilitation in the offense. The offense is contrary to the form of the statute in such case made and provided and against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Grand jurors further find, okay, this is the second one, same charges. Well, count 3, aggravated murder. See, I agree with these. But now again, I'm not hip on Ohio's criminal law, but if I was a good attorney, I could fight this one, because course of conduct in the purposeful killing or attempt of killing 2 or more persons. But to me, that sounds like you would have had to calculate that you were going to know prior. He could always say he didn't know he was going to kill all 3. He could have said that, you know, well, I only planned on killing one of them. So that charge, a good lawyer can get that charge immediately thrown out. A halfway decent lawyer could get that one thrown out. Firearm. All right, so those are all the same. Now we have another aggravated murder, count 4. To purposely cause a death while committing or attempting to commit. Okay, under 3rd, these are the same charges. Felony murder, firearm, specification. It's the same charges. How you get 4 charges for 3 people? Count 5. Same thing. How do you double charges? I don't understand this. These are the exact same charges. Here's number 6. Same ones. Aggravated murder. Wait, then what's up here? Aggravated murder. It's the exact same charges. There's only 3 people. So far, we're at 6 charges for the same thing. Count 6. Cause of death. There were only 3 deaths. Yeah, Steph, I didn't get it. Did you send it to PURPLEXEDQT? Oh, it does explain it? All right. No, it doesn't. Charge, aggravated murder. This is a duplicate of the first three. Now, mind you, too, a jury is not going to understand why these are duplicated over and over and over. Offense contrary to the form of the statute in such case made and provided against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. But what I'm saying, Stoner, is person can commit aggravated murder multiple ways against the same victim, and each one is a different charge. Okay. But is the jury going to understand that? Because again, I'm not hip to my Ohio criminal law. All right, kidnapping. Chad Doerman, on or about June 15th, at a county, did force, threat, or deception remove from the place where he was found or restrain the liberty of him for the purpose of terrorize or inflict, I don't know. I think these are going to get thrown out. And I'll tell you why my feeling is that. He never left the residence. If a criminal comes on your property and a criminal shoots, and you shoot the criminal, whether you shoot him on the lawn or you shoot him in the house, it's still considered your property. So he never kidnapped a kid outside of his property. So I think that's a bullshit charge that is going to get thrown out. It's still his property. They can be charged up to all four in each victim. If found guilty on all, they will be sentenced for one aggravated murder charges. They will, okay. Yeah, I agree. He's going to get life anyway. But I'm saying they're throwing all this out there. It's going to confuse people. Yeah, but YouTube, that's only one. That's not three. That's just one. And we don't know if the woods is on his property. Forced threat and deception, removed from the place where it was found. Yeah, I think these kidnappings, honestly, I think the kidnappings are bullshit. And then we got 6 kidnappings. On how many? I don't know. I think it's too much. It's overkill. Maybe on the one. Had a firearm on her committing an offense. Okay, but one thing they're not saying, was it a legal firearm? If it was a legal firearm, yeah, I think if it was illegal, they would set it. Place where it was found to restrain the liberty of him for the purpose of facilitating the commission of a felony. Tried him a 9-count, prosecuted through the kitchen and wanted to cover all the bases. Yeah, I agree with that, Tracy. I feel like it's overkill and it's going to confuse the jury. And that's why I think a lot of these are going to get thrown out. All right, felonious assault. Did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm by means of a deadly weapon or dangerous ordinance. I don't know. I guess, again, let me put this out there. I'm not hip on Ohio's criminal system. So I'm just coming to you guys as a non-lawyer, speaking to you as a non-attorney. So keep that in mind before 20 videos are made. My thing, though, the woods is on his property. Okay, so that further proves my point. They're throwing all these small charges at him. What I don't understand about all these small charges, it's kind of like you're already getting him for murder. That's the top. You can't get any more. Like, you just can't. He's already being charged with felony, aggravated murder. It's not felonious assault because he killed them. Once he killed them, it became murder or homicide. So I don't get why they're throwing in all these other charges. I mean, I get it to the point that you would throw in these other charges just to make sure that he, gets charged if he's not getting the main one. But if you're not getting the murder charge, there can be a manslaughter charge. There can be other charges that still sit in that top range that he would definitely get one of them. It's not felonious assault once he murdered them. Then it becomes murder. She lives there, Toodles. Then it becomes murder. So that's where I'm confused on this. It's, compared to if I'm running and I fell and I broke my ankle, it doesn't really matter that I sprained my ankle on top of breaking it because ultimately I still broke it. That's kind of how I see this. That it doesn't really matter if I twisted it. If I ended up breaking it, they're going to deal with the break. They're not going to deal with, okay, you twisted it, but that doesn't matter because you ultimately broke it. So that's where I'm having a hard time understanding this. The felonious, I know what you meant, not funniest. Yes, and that's one of them. Not 7 counts of it, is what I'm saying. Or 3 or 4 counts. Because this felonious assault knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm by means of a deadly weapon or a dangerous ordinance. Okay, so that could go with his wife. Oh no, the second one's his wife. He did cause serious harm. That's his wife. Count 19 would be his wife. Now count 20 did knowingly do it. It's a duplicate charge. He didn't cause physical harm to his stepdaughter. He only caused physical harm to his wife. And he count 21, another one felonious assault. Or this one's to his wife, something. It's a felony in the 2nd degree. All right, so that's it. 3 charges for felonious assault, but he only hurt 1. So that's why I'm like just so confused. But maybe they're going to, personally, I think they're going to throw a lot out. I really do. I think a lot of this is going to get thrown out. And it's going to come down to 1 felonious assault, obviously, for his wife. And there's no attempted murder on the stepdaughter. So I don't know where people are getting at the stepdaughter, was shot at. Nowhere in here does it say that. And I don't know who you guys watch, but just remember, a lot of channels give false answers. A lot of channels make up shit for views. So just keep that in mind when you watch people. Nowhere in here does it, or nowhere that I've seen, and I'm not saying I'm right, did the stepdaughter get shot at. If someone could show me where that happened, where they read that, great. But if you tell me you saw it on like Truth and Transparency, I'm going to laugh in your face. No, she's still being, they still won't release her name, which I don't really understand because everybody else's name is out. Where did you see that? Oh, I mean, the mother and the daughter are, I mean, they're going to be fucked up for life. There's no doubt about that. He tried to kill his stepdaughter. Where is the proof of this, though? I've seen a couple of people say it, but I have not seen anywhere that that's true. So I just want proof. Because I go by facts. I see Mom put in the life squad. What do you mean? Yeah, it's not. I mean, I think I've covered every single document, and I have yet to see it. So that's why I'm just curious where people got it from. Okay, I still didn't get that email from you. No, Sherry, I get that. I'm just saying, people are saying it, but I have not seen that printed anywhere. And it's not in the indictments or anything. Hold on, I'm looking to see if I can find the email she sent. Yeah, I didn't get your email. I'm not sure it's 7 to 9/11. Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah, I did hear the 911 calls. There really wasn't much to it, though. No, that's not what was said, Watering Hole. It never said he was chasing her. What it said was that a girl is running up and down the street saying that her father is killing everyone. That's what was said.
Oh my God.
All right. What?
It is a tragedy steeped in...
All right. Oh, it's okay, Betty.
Nine-one-one, where's your emergency? There's a girl running down the street saying that her stepfather is killing everyone in her family. It's on the corner of where there's a body shop and the fire department. Do you know what road this is?
Okay, what's your name?
Get into the fire department.
What's your name?
Do you know what road this is? Laura Lindell Road.
You said what?
It's Laura Lindell Road.
Okay, and what did the female say to you?
And she says that her stepfather is killing everybody in her house. I did. I'm on the phone with them right now.
Did she say how or what was happening?
I asked her to get in the car with me, and she said she couldn't leave her family. But I think she ran to the fire department.
So she went to the fire station. What did she look like?
She's she's probably a young teenager, probably like 16 maybe, with long blonde hair. And she has a black dog.
Did she say anything about a baby?
I don't know about no baby. She said she just couldn't leave her family. But I see a car running around. I'm sorry?
Do you see anything from the house?
So I drove down the road a little bit, so I was afraid that I was going to get shot myself since I interacted with her face to face. So I'm just about maybe 3 houses down. But she's waiting at the corner. I don't know what she's doing, but I kind of still see her in the corner. But I saw a car kind of came around and whipped around, so I'm not exactly sure if that's him or if he's chasing her or not. I'm sorry?
What kind of vehicle was it?
I saw it. It was like a gray. Did you see that car whip around? It's one of the fire department guys.
Okay.
I think maybe a fire department guy. It was a regular kind of Focus-looking gray car.
Okay, we have help on the way. Thank you.
Dark gray.
If you
Okay, all right.
Call us back, okay, and steer clear of the area at this time.
Okay. She said this said stay it clear from the area.
Yeah. But
as she came to bed, that's the house right there.
Oh, are you inside where you're safe?
I'm standing outside where I can see the lady.
Okay.
I'm across the street at Lindale Automotive.
Can you tell how many people have been shot?
I think 2 children.
Okay. All right. What was
that
your
I've
name,
seen.
sir?
My name is.
What's your last name? All right. We've got help on the way. If you could just try to stay inside so that you're safe.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Hang on one second. All right. So, Sherry or Toodles, I would love for one of you guys to come up and, kind of disprove what they're saying. Talk to me about the area, the family, something. Hold on. Here's a link. Let me pin it. All right, so the link is pinned. Yeah, the neighbor was kind of weird, though. I saw that. The neighbor just seemed weird to me. Because you guys keep saying that, everything that we're seeing is different from the reality. So that's why I would love to talk to you guys. Well, what's the reality? Since you guys keep saying it's different. So I'd love to talk to you about what's different. Oh, and I definitely understand that. Didn't arrive till after call. Yeah, but the person, what I was saying earlier, the reason I played that though is the person that was, YouTube, whatever, was saying that that it was the father chasing, and they said no, it was the police chasing. I mean, it was the fireman's car, not the father, which is what I remember hearing. Stone, I gave the names earlier. Yeah, there was something about the neighbor that just hit me the wrong way. Not that he was lying. I don't know. It's just weird. Right? It was off. I felt it was off too, Stoner. If anybody wants to take a link, go right ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to shut down in a few. I've been on a while. Toodles, I would love for you to come up and share your experience. Or Sherry. Yeah, that hasn't been released, Betty. Nothing from the mom has been released. Oh.
Now remember, Mama, the location to the emergency. Okay, stay on the phone. I need to.
Okay, honestly, that's the clearest I've ever heard the wife in the background. Hold on.
Get you through to medical. Don't hang up. Location to the emergency. Now remember, Mama, the location to the emergency. Okay, stay on the phone. I need to get you through to medical. Don't hang up. Ma'am, who shot him? Ma'am, you said the mother. Brevard, we've got a gunshot victim, 3243 Woods Mill. Okay. Hello, ma'am. 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 No, please.
Okay, I have no idea how they got this call, but that's the call. I mean, that is the mom's call. I keep getting chills. This is crazy. I never heard this before. I thought this wasn't released.
Did they say how many people were shot? She just said the father was, and she said several times that he may be dead. I'm going to stay on the line. Nobody's talking to me. Is anybody there? Mommy! Please come help me, please. Please. Please.
Come on, baby. Come on, shoot me in the head.
Jesus.
Come on, baby.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, honey.
Come on.
There you go. You all right? Can you do it? Come on now, listen.
I don't understand though. Who is the kid? Who is the little kid saying, I don't want anyone to die? I'm confused at that. Because you heard 2 shots. So I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Who was that little kid? No, that was a little kid. Listen, I'm going to play it again. I'm going to show it with closed caption. There's no way to make it bigger? Alright. What, before he was killed, Janice?
Now we're on the Monmouth location to the emergency. Okay, stay on the phone. I need to get you through to medical. Don't hang up. Ma'am, who shot him? Ma'am, you said the mother. Brevard, we've got a gunshot victim, 3243 Woods Mill. Okay. Hello, ma'am. 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 No, please. how many people were shot? She just said the father was, and she said several times that he may be dead. I'm going to stay on the line. Nobody's talking to me.
Honestly, listening to it again, I don't think this is real. Because the father is not the one that was shot. So I think this is fake. I'm not going to lie. I really do. I don't believe this is it. This is fake. This is a different call. And I'll show you what I mean.
Did they say how many people were shot? She just said the father.
She just said the father was, and she said several times that he might be dead. This is fake. This is not her call. This is completely fabricated. This is somebody else's call that sounds like it. Because nobody ever said the father was shot. And this is saying the father was shot. Shoots wife and in-laws. Yeah, they have it at Chad Doerman. Life stealer, POS, 911, poor babies, RIP. Yeah, this is fake. But they have it titled. Yeah, it's a different case. But they certainly tagged it for Chad. Let's see if anyone caught it. Oh, see, someone did write it. See, those poor kids screaming in pure terror. Well, don't worry. Betty will put it out as real. I'm sure Truth and Transparency will put it out as real. Yeah, it is a heartbreaking call either way. So some people in chat caught it, some people didn't. What's the stepdaughter? It's totally different call. Totally different case. That's not the stepdaughter. I hate when people fucking do shit like that. Don't tag him then. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say what case it was. Alright, let's try this one. Oh, that's what I wanted to look at. Yeah, so she got 287,000 views on that. Sherry, it's not the case. It's not the call. This one says actual call. Let's see.
911, where's your emergency? There's a girl running down the street being like,
I'm leaving.
911, where's your emergency? There's a girl running down the street being like, Her stepfather is killing everyone in her family. It's on the corner of where there's a body shop and the fire department. Do you know what road this is?
Okay, what's your name?
Giving into the fire department.
What's your name?
Do you know what road this is? Laura Lindell Road.
Said what?
It's Laura Lindell Road.
Okay, and what did the female say to you?
And she says that her stepfather is killing everybody in her house. I did. I'm on the phone with them right now.
Did she say how or what was happening?
I asked her to get in the car with me, and she said she couldn't leave her family. But I think she ran to the fire department.
So she went to the fire station. What did she look like?
She's she's probably a young teenager, probably like 16 maybe, with long blonde hair. And she has a black dog.
Did she say anything about a baby?
I don't know about no baby. She said she just couldn't leave her family. But I see a car running around. I'm sorry?
Do you see anything from the house?
So I drove down the road a little bit, so I was afraid that I was going to get shot myself since I interacted with her face to face. So I'm just about maybe 3 houses down. But she's waiting at the corner. I don't know what she's doing, but I kind of still see her in the corner. But I saw a car kind of came around and whipped around, so I'm not exactly sure if that's him or if he's chasing her or not. I'm sorry?
What kind of vehicle was it?
I saw it. It was like a gray. Did you see that car whip around? It's one of the fire department guys.
Okay.
I think maybe a fire department guy. It was a regular kind of focus-looking gray car.
Okay, we have help on the way. Thank you so
Dark
much.
gray.
If you
Okay, all right.
anything else, call us back, okay, and steer clear of the area at this time.
Okay.
That last video was pretty well put together. And that was Autism Ghetto Penthouse. See, here's another one that says he lined up and executed 3 sons, which isn't true. Yeah, they're both real calls, different cases, correct. All right, before I go to, I just want to point out, I was listening to T-Rev yesterday for a minute. Ooh, and I heard him say that Kim, WSU Kim, they proved was bullshit. I just got to say, T-Rev, bro, love you. But I called that chick out from day one. I can't believe it took you 6 months to figure that out. I literally had that down from day one. So I'm a little shocked it took you 6 months to figure out she was full of shit. Yeah, I called her out on Drunk Turkey. I called her out here. Her, Megan from the other case. Like, these people are fucking crazy. Crazy. Yeah, he finally figured it out, Stoner. I started laughing. I was like, I should call in. There was a Megan from another show. Like, I don't know how these people don't figure it out from day one. I haven't been wrong yet. Even Gray Hughes yelled at me about that Megan chick. Did you ever get that email? Kind of weird. I didn't. I didn't get anyone's email. 2 people said they sent me an email. I haven't gotten anything. Yeah, Gray said she was credible. I was like, no, she's not. You know, people may not like me, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah, the 3-year-old was shot last. That is true. The 7-year-old was shot second, according to the affidavit. Oh, never. He won't make it out. No, he did YouTube watering hole, but he fought with me about Megan when I said Megan was full of shit. I said they were both full of shit. But Gray doesn't apologize. Gray never told me, yeah, you were right, I was wrong. He'll never say that. I'm like the only one that will apologize if I'm wrong. It's crazy, but true. No, still hasn't given a reason why. But it seems that it was premeditated and planned. So, all right, I got candles to make. Don't forget, order your candles at energycandles.com. For those of you interested in the food wax melts, I don't have them for sale yet because I am still working on them and figuring out pricing. But those are more, like, honestly, I'm making those more for other outlets, like for, whatchamacallit, like Etsy and that kind of stuff. So, yeah. But I'm going to do a special as soon as I get everything done this weekend. Probably tomorrow night, I'm going to do a Candles and Crime. Going to do a special. We're going to have discounts, sales, and that's it. So, I'll see all you beautiful people later tomorrow. And by the way, I need to get back on Kick. But I have been looking for a game, and I cannot find a good one. I'm like, why can't I find a decent game? Like, I'm looking for a really good horror game, something. Nothing. Yeah, Etsy is another one. Amazon, like, the food candles, I'm gearing towards all those. I'm still going to have them on the website, but I'm gearing it towards there. So, all right. But I'll see you beautiful people later or tomorrow. And anything comes up, let me know. And I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Peace. I'll leave you guys with a commercial.